when you start asking people for their opinion in your company about initiatives that we can take on, if you're open and you're a good leader, typically you're listening to your people. They're coming to you. They feel comfortable coming to you with ideas. You're not just shooting them down because they're not. Sorry, I was reminded of my dad. You're not just shooting them down because they're not your ideas. So people come to you with ideas, but sometimes the ideas are terrible. So you can't just say that, or you can't just say, like, no, we're not doing that, right? I don't think that's, because that stifles their creativity, and that it doesn't really encourage them to come back to you with more ideas. So the tool that I love to use and to think about every time somebody comes up with a new idea or initiative that we should focus on as a company is the effort impact map. In this Great Game of Business workbook, you can see here the effort impact map. So this really, like, if you have a ton of ideas, like if you're doing like a brainstorming session, you can put all of the ideas on effort and impact map. But you don't need this map for like a single idea, but it is good to think through, or to have the person that came to you with the idea think through every single time. And a lot of times, if their idea is bad, meaning it doesn't have the impact that they think it will have, or it will cost too much, or the effort will be too high, or they just don't know the impact or the effort. So for all of those reasons, we shouldn't really just go in and do this initiative and spend company resources if we don't know this. So the questions I always ask when people come to me is, what will be the anticipated or estimated impact on the company and on the company's financials? And do your best. I know it's hard. Do your best to come up with a dollar amount. So I know that can be ridiculous, and sometimes employees, especially at first, are like, what the hell are you talking about? How am I going to figure out a dollar amount? But really force them and be adamant, stand firm about coming up with a dollar amount for impact and for effort and cost. And then let them think through their initiative and what they're coming to you with in this way. And a lot of times they'll either talk themselves into or out of that idea on their own using this effort and impact map. And it's also a very good way for you to get clarity about what you should be focused on, because there's so many times early on in business where we just, spent company resources and people's time, money, going after certain things, certain initiatives, certain projects for months and months, sometimes a year. And not to mention, once you're in it, you don't want to, you think it's like sunk cost fallacy. You don't want to leave because you've already, or abandon it because you've already put so much into it. But this thinking process really allows you to think through initiatives before you go forward. So I'm not saying you're always going to be right, but at least you're focusing on the highest impact activities with the lowest cost, or the cost can be high, but you know that the impact's going to be there. So it's a more calculated decision. And this also, another benefit of this is it gets people thinking and acting like an owner of the company, as opposed to just saying, let's hire somebody in this department. And then you're like, well, what's the impact going to be? What's the cost going to be? Instead of them just thinking, my job is too hard, I'm overwhelmed, let's hire somebody. They have the money, let's do it. Well, we need to start having our people think and act like an owner a little bit more, not just like, not just reverting to, let's hire somebody new, let's throw money at it. That's usually not the answer, and I want our people to start thinking and acting more like owners with this effort and impact map. So I hope that was helpful. Use it all the time. What a great tool just to determine if any initiative or project is something that you should pursue. And it gives you a way to answer your people and say no to your people without just saying no because I'm the boss and I say no. That's demotivating, right? So use the effort and impact map as much as possible. It's a great tool. All right, so this has been Nick Kringas with Open Book CFO. Thanks for watching.